Bruno Lopez, Time Konepa on Phoenix FM 89.5 in Soccer City. Well, only the best is good enough, and these are the weekend rhythms. My name is Bugsy Mandola the Kid. How you living in history? Coming up on Spotlight today, we have a special guest, Chris, the Z Realtor.
Weekend Mode. Let's party, let's drink. Weekend Rhythms, your one-stop destination for the hottest tunes and coolest beats.
On Phoenix FM 89.5 Lusaka City, where only the best is good enough, and these are the weekend rhythms. My name is Bugsy Mandola the Kid. How you living? I have a special guest, as I've already said. Chris, the Z Realtor, is in the studio with me. Good afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you very much for accepting the invite.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yes. So, I follow you. I followed you on my first Instagram page, and then it got hacked, blah, blah. So I started afresh, so I started rebuilding. But then I found you on TikTok, so I followed you on TikTok. So you have interesting content.
I try to make it as interesting as possible, sometimes controversial, but yeah. At the end of the day, we have to serve the public.
True. Especially in your industry, though.
Yes, our industry is plagued with a lot of, I can say, criminals who are operating to be registered estate agents, and yet they haven't actually followed the whole process to be an estate agent. Yeah.
So most of these agents are illegal.
Yes, quite a lot of them are illegal because you have to follow, more or less, we are guided by the law, and we are guided by the Zambia Institute of Estate Agents, and the majority of them don't even know that you have to be legal to operate, because it's a job in itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the unfortunate thing.
All right. This will be interesting. So, who is Chris? Where were you born?
So, Chris is Zambian, born in Lusaka in the late 80s. Parents still around in Lusaka. 5 children. Although I lost a sister last year, so we're 4 of us have remained. Educated at Lake Road, moved to Springfield, then AIBT, a brief stint at Zikas. Then I got my degree in business administration from Cavendish University.
All right.
Yeah, then afterwards worked a little bit with in the family business, but I guess business was still in my blood. Yeah, because my mother introduced me to business when I was about 10 years old.
Really?
Yeah, so she used to travel because she used to have a boutique in town. So we used to go together with her to China, Thailand, Dubai, and the like. So I started here and there with some clothes. And yeah, the interest of business just kept on growing.
Okay.
Until, I've tried quite a lot of businesses before I landed to where I am right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been a farmer.
Come on.
I've done money lending. I have done debt collection, which is what actually led me to become an estate agent.
Right.
So how I got into estate agency was when we had a task to catch some gentleman who had scammed someone over some land.
Right.
Caught him, we were having a conversation, and then he told me, like, look, when we started estate agency back in the 90s, things were okay, but technology is no longer with us.
True.
And as a result, we are losing out to you your age group and the like. You're confident, why don't you consider doing real estate agency?
Right.
Now, it was a little bit weird coming from, I could say, quote and unquote criminal who was wanted by the law. But I sat down, I thought about it, I said, okay, I have tried it before with family properties, relatives, and things like that.
Right.
And yeah, I just said, okay, I think maybe let me try it out.
Let me listen to this criminal.
Yeah, let me listen to this criminal. I think maybe this criminal might be onto something. Yeah. Then I started pursuing the matter here and there, picked up. Yeah, it was slow, but after a couple years or so, things started moving, and yeah, I got introduced to the right people. Yeah, the first serious partner I had was Carlton. He's listening right now.
Shout out to Carlton.
Yeah, shout out to Carlton. Yeah, then we had creative differences, but we still keep in touch. We still work together. Then next person I met was Musonda. He's also listening. He's the one who insisted. Yeah, he's the one who insisted.
Strong.
Yeah, so he's the one who insisted that I should actually be legal.
Right.
So that's how I registered with the Zambia Institute of Estate Agents. So you have to do a level 1 course, which is 3 days long. Then after 2 weeks, you do an exam, 3 hours long. I passed level 1, did the level 2, similar setup. Passed level 2, I passed with Sonda. And that's how I became legal. And also, I worked briefly with another guy by the name of Michael Chiluba. Yeah, I don't know if he's listening.
Shout out Michael.
Shout out to Michael as well. Yeah, and that's how, yeah, pretty much independent, yeah. And that's how I am right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So at age 10,
Yeah.
you had a feel of business.
Yes.
Were you handling money?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were not, your hands were, you were not sticky fingers.
No.
Really not?
No. So the first thing I ever sold was there were key holders
Right.
and playing cards. So now, how I made a lot of money on those same playing cards is they were women on the playing cards.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, and then fellow classmates bought, a couple teachers bought.
Come on now.
Yeah, so that's why I touched money, flipped it, bought some shoes for the shop, sold, yeah, just like that. Kept on building here and there, building here and there, building, just like that. That's how the interest kept on growing.
Kept on going.
Yeah.
So at age 10, you had already embedded in your mind that I was going to do business.
Yes, although before 10, of course, I wanted to be a pilot.
Pilot. There you go.
Yeah, I wanted to be a pilot.
We all wanted to be a pilot
Yeah.
at some point.
I wanted to be a pilot, but then, yeah, I think, yeah, just business was just in my blood. Yeah.
Right.
My mother is a businesswoman. My father is also a businessman. So it was just natural. I was going to follow. Yeah.
So now when you reach teenagehood,
Yeah.
that's the period where we become rebellious.
Yeah.
You were still doing business. You were still handling money.
I was handling money because my mother kept on insisting that we should be working at the shop so that eventually we can take over.
Right.
Yeah. So rebellion stage, I'm the kind of person that lives through other people's experiences. So I'm not, I can say I have done drugs, but I haven't done drugs. I have seen the effects of drugs, so I have lived that life. Yes, I've lived vicariously.
Okay.
Alcohol abuse, I've lived that life through other people, so I can't make the same mistake as those people have made.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've never done drugs?
Sorry?
Have you ever smoked weed?
Sorry?
Have you ever smoked weed?
Pardon?
Have you ever drank alcohol? Okay.
Yes, drinking alcohol I have, yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah, I have drank alcohol, yeah.
So we passed teenage. Now we're finishing school, about to get into uni.
Yeah.
Was there any point before you went into university? Was there at any point you decided, you know what? Let me not do university. Let me just follow business. I'm making money already. Why do I need to go?
Okay.
To
school? I can say in the university, not university, in the senior secondary time, I wasn't exactly touching money. It was just more or less just an allowance and things like that. Because you are on today, you're off tomorrow. You're on today in terms of being interested, but it wasn't really, I wasn't full time in business when I was in my In my teens, no. I picked up when I was in my 20s. That's when I picked up full time.
Full time.
Yeah.
This was when you were in college, university.
Yes, when I was in college, yeah.
What are you studying at that point?
So when I first went to AIBT, I studied mass communications. I got my diploma in that. I went to ZICAS. ZICAS, I spent about a year there. Before I went to ZICAS, I was supposed to go to...
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah, before I went to what do you call this, from AIBT, I was supposed to actually go to China
Right.
for school, because that was when it was really popping off to go to China and Russia and the like, and a number of friends went there. We paid for the application, which is about $100, and I think we were scammed. Yeah, because the phone numbers were not going through, emails were not going through.
Right.
Yeah, and yeah, so we resolved to go to ZICAS. I spent about a year there, but I think, I'll be honest, I never really took it seriously, because I don't know if I can call it a mistake or a blessing. What was happening is my father used to give me the money for school fees.
Right.
So I'll pay maybe 1,000 kwacha.
Right.
And the time the school fees were like 5,000-6,000.
Yeah.
I'd use that money, do money lending.
Okay.
Yeah, then when I get my profits, pay the school fees. That's what more or less gave me the seed capital.
Okay.
Yeah, then after that, we started a bit of some supplying to the government. But you know how the government is sometimes when it comes to paying, they're not on time. Yeah, then did some farming with a late friend of mine. He's like an older brother of mine, still miss him. Yeah, after that, yeah, did the farming for a while, continued the money lending as well. Then in the process, that's how I met my girlfriend, who's my wife now.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
So got married in the time when we were courting. I continued with the money lending.
Right.
Then after we got married, that was pretty much the toughest year I've ever experienced. Things were just slow. I tried so many things. Yeah, and that's how I landed into the debt collection.
Right.
Debt collection landed me into real estate.
Okay.
Yes.
So you met her when you went to ZICAS?
No, I met her at Cavendish.
Cavendish.
Yes.
That was after ZICAS.
That was just after ZICAS, yeah.
But at ZICAS, did you have a girlfriend there?
No.
Were there any?
There were girls, of course, yeah, but I never committed myself into anything.
Why was that? Because we know ZICAS. Come on.
The ZICAS you know now is different from the ZICAS that I knew then. Because you're talking about plus minus, I think 15 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, 14, 15 years ago. So it was relatively different.
Relatively different.
Yeah, I wasn't really. It was one of those. I'm in school at 7. My class ends at 12. At 12:01, I'm outside the gate. Yeah, I never used to really mingle with people.
All right.
Yeah, I used to go immediately after, go to the shop and work from the shop.
Right.
Yeah.
Never got into sports, nothing like after school activities.
No, as you can see, I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
So not interested. Not really. No, I never really did sports. No. No.
Right.
I briefly did a little bit of rugby one more at Lake Road, but yeah, no. Sports,
Not your
no.
thing.
No, it wasn't really my thing, no.
Okay.
No.
So now you move on, study business, and you get your degree.
Yeah.
Did you start your own business immediately?
So when I got my degree, yeah, I registered the first company, which was a general trading. Yeah, so that's the one which we're using for supplies, and also eventually also the money lending. Yeah, and then that one pretty much died off because things were not just working out. Yeah, and then that's when I registered Victor's Hill Estates, which is my current company now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So real estate.
Yes.
How? Yes, you start like that, but then how was your first gig? Your first, all right, this is the first deal I've gotten in real estate.
The
What was
first
it? How
deal.
was it?
The first deal was, I can say, my mother's house. Yeah, which was in Woodlands Extension. Yeah, so advertised, took photos here and there. Yeah, and the client called, got in touch, discussed, showed him the house. He was excited and he made the payments, and yeah, I got my little commission.
Right.
Yeah, that was the first gig I ever got.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's moved on from there.
Right.
But now I'm pretty much just doing. I'm really, I can say, focused on. I could call it consultations more.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, consultations more.
All right.
Yeah,
All right. We'll be back. I have some more questions.
no problem.
It's Phoenix FM 89.5 Osaka City, where only the best is good enough. And these are the weekend rhythms. Chris, the Z Realtor, is here with me. And stick around, find out more. Well, because coming up, we're getting into the nitty gritty. The situation that you've gotten into, looking for a house or looking for someone to rent your space. We're getting into that in a jiffy.
Phoenix FM. Channel 915 on DSTV.
Hi, Bugsy. It's Ida. I'm the one that likes to love how you like saying, hey, hey. And then I have my sister right over here, Jessica. Hi, Bugsy. I love how you like saying, how you living? Hi, Gigi.
That's right, on Phoenix FM 89.5 Osaka City, where only the best is good enough. And these are the weekend rhythms. My name is Bugsy Mandola the Kid. How you living? I have a special guest in the studio, Chris, the Z Realtor. So yeah, man, interesting journey. So you registered, to register to become a realtor,
Yes,
you had to take exams.
yes, you do have to take exams. So the exams, the courses, business ethics, law. Which are the other two? I've forgotten the other two anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 4 courses. You do 3 days intense from about 8 till 5 o'clock.
Mm.
Then you from Wednesday to Friday usually, and then 2 weeks you study, and then have your exam, which is 3 hours long.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So it's a crazy one, but it's manageable.
it's manageable.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of people know about that?
So in the past year and a half to 2 years, there's been a surge of interest in joining to become registered, because like the time when I was registering, that was in 2018 or so. We were only, I think, 200,
Mm-hmm.
but now I know we're above 1,000.
Really? Now?
Yeah,
Okay.
or above 1,000, and numbers keep on going, because like with the videos which I post on TikTok, people are inquiring to say, oh, how do we register and
Right.
things like that, and I connect them to the secretariat and they pick it up from there.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So
you can
connect-
say I'm kind of like an ambassador for them as well. Yeah. Anyway, every agent is supposed to be an ambassador to make things legal, because it's some certain principles are difficult for me to explain to an unregistered agent.
Right.
Yeah, but someone who's registered will understand that this is how things are supposed to be done. There's supposed to be a certain process when it comes to a lease, to a sale, and things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So a realtor
Mhm.
is a real estate agent,
Yes.
and not only do you help look for accommodation, you
Yes.
help buy and sell real estate.
Not necessarily. So I'll help you find your house, or I'll help you buy your house. Yeah, that's the process. Not necessarily that I buy and then I sell. No, we don't do that. No, unless that falls under property development.
Mm.
Yes. Yeah, which is technically the next stage for any estate agent. Yeah, that's the ultimate stage
All right.
for any estate agent. Yeah,
Have you gone that far?
not yet.
Not yet.
Getting there.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
when you find a client,
Yes.
I want a house,
Yeah.
and you help me find that house.
Yes.
Who pays you the commission?
So the commission is paid by the landlord, not the tenant.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's an agreement which is done between the landlord and the estate agent.
How do you come up with that agreement?
You sign a mandate. So the mandate is God has got performance obligations. So, like say for a sale, it's usually maybe say 3 months long.
Right.
So in that 3 months, I need to perform.
Mm-hmm.
Once I perform, I sell the house. I get my commission. What's agreed on?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And if it's just a couple, just to move in,
Yeah, the same.
same.
Yeah, same. It's also given performance obligations as well.
All right. So it's something that is written down.
Yeah, you have to sign a mandate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's legally binding.
Legally binding.
Yes.
How many people come to you? Like, a registered real estate agent.
What do you mean? How many people?
Come to you, like the way you advertise on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like how many people like genuinely just come to you saying, I'm looking for a house, these are the specifications, please help me.
I get on average maybe 15 to 20 a day
Okay.
or 30 a day.
Do they all go through?
No,
They don't.
no, because the thing with TikTok is that the majority of the people who are interested in, say, getting properties are in the price bracket of 2.5,
Yes.
5, 6,000
Yeah.
kwacha. Now, what happens is the majority of the landlords in that category don't usually give commission.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like I'll go there. I can't help you out. It's difficult to help you out. Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously they're thinking,
Yeah.
the money commission and then the money is little.
Yeah. So so the problem is that same price gap, that same price of 2.5 to 5,000-6,000 kwacha. Since the landlords usually don't give commission, or if they give, it's very little. That's where the unregistered agents are thriving, because that's the bracket where they charge their viewing fee and what do you call this, commitment fee. Yes, so they compensate the cushioning of the no commission from the landlord.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now the unregistered that are using the landlords that do not pay commission and whatnot. Is there a way that they can be reported?
The landlords.
Yes.
Okay. There are some things which are being done in the background with the Zambia Institute of Estate Agents, which will, I can say, help out those agents who are in that price range. To sort of, it's things are still in the works, but they will benefit in the long run. Yeah, I can't really divulge certain information.
Right.
Yeah, because I only know a certain amount of information to say that all agents will be protected in the laws that they're trying to help to push through into parliament, through parliament and all.
Okay, so in the meantime, the agents will continue charging a viewing fee and whatnot.
Yeah, until they are caught, because they are being arrested on a regular basis. Yeah.
So if I'm looking for accommodation and I find somebody and they want to say no viewing fee, I can instantly report them.
Yes, you can.
Instantly.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can, and they will be arrested. Because just about 2-3 weeks ago, there were about 50 or 60 that were arrested. Then about 6 months ago, about 60 also were arrested. And it's an ongoing process. Yeah. So Zia just wakes up today and say, we're locking up some agents.
Okay.
They don't need to advertise. No.
In the next 2 weeks,
No. And that's the beauty about it. So that's how a lot of them are being arrested.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. We'll be back in a jiffy on Phoenix FM 89.5 Lusaka City, where only the best is good enough. And these are the weekend rhythms. My name is Bugsy Mandola, the kid. Back in off the album Voice Your Dula. Streams and Shazam numbers. J Cash on Phoenix FM 89.5 Lusaka City, where only the best is good enough. And these are the weekend rhythms. My name is Bugsy Mandola, the kid, with my special guest, Chris, the Z Realtor. And we're talking real estate in Z and how you can become a real estate agent legally. All right. So now there've been a lot of instances where people have been scammed out of their money.
Yeah.
So you're looking for accommodation, and you post, they post, because now it's social media. So
Yeah,
you post
social
on,
media.
so you post on Facebook,
Yeah.
and then I slide in your DM. Oh, I want this, blah, 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 and then I give you my number. You call me. No, send me this money so that I hold it for you. So that, and then people have been sending money, and then that phone number just doesn't pick up or it goes off at that point.
Yeah. So those do happen a lot, and like I said, it's usually they take advantage of those who are, you could say, desperate.
Yes.
Especially in the price range, the same 5,000, 1,517. That's what they take advantage of. Yeah, but otherwise, someone who's paying say 20 or 30,000 kwacha is not going to be that desperate.
True.
Yeah, they'll say no. I need to see the house before I can make any commitments. Yeah.
So now the using Facebook to advertise, and then you say, hey, I would like to come and see it.
Yeah.
Some people, yes, they are legit. They respond, blah, blah, and you go through and whatnot. Obviously, they charge you a viewing fee, and if you like, then they charge you another fee for,
commitment,
commitment, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Those, would they, if caught, would they be arrested for,
Yeah.
fair dealing?
No, you would be arrested because you're not supposed to get any monies from the tenant. Yeah, or from the buyer of the house or the land. Yeah, if they say so wish to compensate you by saying thank you for coming this far, yeah, that's okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's just a token of appreciation,
Right.
because there are instances where we've traveled, say, to as far as say Chisamba to show a client how what do you call this, a farm, and nothing comes of it. Yeah, just come back home. Life goes on. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't charge. It's not part of it. I have to look for the fuel money myself. I've had us, although other clients where I have to. They ask me, oh, can I view this property? Say it's out of town. I say, okay, look, I don't want to lie to you. I don't have the resources to go that side right now. Can you give me a couple days? Let me look for the money for fuel. No, jump in my car. I said, no. One principle I have is I will not jump in the client's car.
Right.
Reason why I say so, you're dealing with money.
Right.
What happens, you go out of town, you're viewing a property, and you differ with the client. And you're in his car. You just say, okay, no pressure, take a walk back home. So that's why I said, no. I think I tell clients, I say, no, just hold on, give me a couple of days, let me look for the money. When I have the money for fuel, I'll call you and then we go.
Right.
They insist, say, no, I'm not going to take your money. I don't want to take your money.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Just let me do what I have to do on my end.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So now, is the agency doing enough to sensitize these agents, these realtors that are not educated about this particular?
So, like I said earlier, us as registered agents, we are all ambassadors.
Right.
For the agency to try and sensitize as many people to be registered, and that's why the past month I've said I'm going to be doing more evergreen content in terms of talking about controversial topics.
Right.
So like the next topic I want to talk about this coming week is security deposit.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand that.
Yes.
And a lot of landlords are taking advantage of people who don't know about it.
Right.
Because I've had people messaging me, like, say for example, if a house is painted with oil paint,
Right.
I don't see a reason why a landlord should request a tenant to paint the house again. Because oil paint doesn't get messed up easily.
True.
Yeah, but there's one lady who got in touch with me the other day. She was complaining, saying I had paid 6,000 kwacha to the landlord. They kept my security deposit. She sent me the pictures. The house is with oil paint. Said I have to repaint it. I said, no, that's not fair. You're not supposed to. You can go to court over that.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Another lady also, she's the landlord has kept a security deposit and has painted the entire house.
Right.
It's a big house.
Right.
So she also messaged me, is this right? I said, no. The exterior, that belongs to the landlord. Yeah, the interior is yours. So you're not obligated to paint the exterior.
Okay.
Only the interior.
Only the interior.
Yes.
Right. So now, speaking of payments and whatnot, so Okay, still with the agents first of all.
Yeah.
Can they be stopped, especially those that are advertising on Facebook, on social media platforms?
So from what I have been told is that Zia is getting in touch with Meta to discuss with them and on how to block these people who are unregistered.
Right.
Yeah, that's the first step that's being done.
Right.
Yeah, besides the arresting and the like.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we get to the rental payments.
Yeah.
How many months is legal to pay in advance?
So legally, you're only obligated to pay 2 months upfront
Right.
and no security deposit.
No security deposit.
Yeah, but what I tell people is to say that even though the law doesn't allow for security deposit, I don't see you getting a house that's not going to where you don't have to pay security deposits. It's pretty much non-negotiable these days because the cost of construction is so high. Yeah, so it's non-negotiable. You have to pay the security deposit. I mean, almost every country in the world pays security deposit. You pay security when you want to get into a house. But Zambia, I believe, the time when they made the Rent Act, they were, I can say, not so many rental properties.
Right.
So they didn't look at the future to say that there's going to be a rental boom.
Right.
Yeah. So certain things are still in the back, still being worked on. It's like recently the Money Lenders Act. It's an old act, but now they're working on it now because it was enacted a very long time ago.
Right.
Yeah. So some of these acts need to be brought up to date. Yes.
Okay. So when you're moving out and
Yeah.
everything is intact, where the way you found it,
So
you
the
collect your security.
So the issue of when moving out, that's a gray area. Some people will say that I left the house in a very good state. I didn't mess up the walls. I didn't mess up the taps. But it's a relative statement. I may have different eyes. You may have different eyes. You will see certain dirt stains. The other one will see certain dirt stains. Others won't see it. So I always encourage tenants to say, look, just paint the house. After you paint it, you're obligated to get your security deposit back in full.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
After you paint the house before you move out, you're entitled to get your security deposit back.
Yeah. So in full.
The
interior.
Not the outside. Just the
No,
inside.
just the
The
interior.
outside is none of your business.
No, that's none of your
Yours
business.
is the inside.
Because you see, the outside is exposed to the elements.
Absolutely.
You have the rain. You have kids kicking balls on the wall. Probably not your kids. So you cannot be responsible to paint the exterior. That's the landlord's job.
Sure.
So they're supposed to paint the exterior probably every 2 years, 3 years, like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So you as the tenant, you're supposed to repaint the house on the inside, fix broken taps, light fixtures, things like that. That's your baby. Then after you do that, take the house back to its original state. Upon occupation, then you're entitled to get your security deposit back in full. Yeah.
Nice. Chris, thank you so much for coming.
Question before.
Oh, you have a question?
How often should the landlord really attend to the exterior in terms of painting? How often should it, and is it mandatory?
So exterior paint, I feel the landlord should be taking care of that. If they get good quality paint, you're talking about 2 years to 3 years. But now, because of the rise of cost of construction, some landlords, I feel, tend to compromise here and there.
True.
And it messes up the quality. They get a cheaper quality paint, and you have to now work on it every other year, at least, for the place to still look attractive. Yeah,
Right.
that's what it is.
Right.
But as I also encourage tenants to say that you must always notify your landlord whenever there's any leakages, breakages, things like that.
Right.
I always encourage that. Once you do that, at least let those things be taken care of immediately before it snowballs into something else.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Chris, thank you so much for coming through.
I thank you for having me.
And if somebody is listening and they have a complaint
Yeah.
and or they would like to look look for a house,
Yeah.
how can they get in touch with you?
So I'm found on pretty much all the social media apps. You can just search for Z Realtor, or you can search on Google Z Realtor, and my number is always available there. And yeah, that's how you can get in touch with me.
Right.
Yeah.
And we can report the agents that want to charge viewing fee.
You can report the agents to the ZIA Secretariat.
Okay.
Yes.
Are they on the socials as well?
Yes, they are on the socials. I don't know if I can give the number out.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's 077 4233975.
Okay, the number again?
077 4233975.
077?
423
Yes.
3975. That's the Secretariat office,
Right.
yeah. And then you can report the incidents, and yeah, they'll pick it up from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you so much for coming through, and you've been very helpful, and thank you for being open as well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the invite. I hope we'll be called later on. And
Most definitely.
yeah, I would like next time when we come with the guys from ZIA, so that at least we spread the word more
True.
on being registered. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
On Phoenix FM 89.5 Lusaka City, where only the best is good enough, and these are the weekend rhythms.
Interesting.
Okay, so this thing comes with